tradition, in the first chapter, it tells us that God created man and woman in his image. In the second chapter is the famous Adam and Eve. So the rabbis read the Bible and say, this is not Eve being described twice. Chapter 1, when it says man and woman, who was that woman? It wasn't Eve. It was Lilith. Lilith was the first woman created, but she was an interesting character. She was a very strong, domineering woman, and she did not accept lying in the missionary position. She struggled with Adam, and Adam didn't accept, so she ran away. And she became the ultimate symbol of temptation and terror on little boys.
But in our world, to prove a point to God, to prove that human souls were basically full of crap and inferior to God and the angels, Lucifer twisted and mutilated a human soul into the first demon, and that was Lilith.
The biblical tradition never mentions Lilith. There is one phrase, one verse in the book of Isaiah where we hear Lilith. And I am sure that the rabbis in the Talmud, again living in the cultural context, were influenced by the myths and mythology of Lilith and put their own spin on it within the Jewish tradition.
What we sort of were inspired by was in the legends about Lilith, she's known as two things, which is the seducer of men and the defiler of children. And that, you know, when children would miscarry or die, a lot of it was attributed to Lilith.
So let's talk about Lilith for a moment in terms of, you know, who she preys upon and who needs to be protected from Lilith. So in the Jewish tradition, Lilith is the classic enemy of little boys. She wants to prey on little boys, and there are two times in their lives, early in their lives, when they are quite vulnerable. From birth till their 8th day, and from their 8th day until they're 3 years old. From birth until their 8th day, because they are yet to be circumcised. It is the Jewish tradition that on the 8th day, a Jewish boy is initiated into the covenant of Abraham by means of circumcising the foreskin. The boy is completely unprotected, and Lilith can come at any time. So when you go back to your discussion of angels, so there is an angel called the Malach Habrit, the angel of the covenant, who protects the child for 8 days from Lilith. And one of the symbols of that angel, the way it's manifested in popular culture, is to place a sword under the crib for 8 days, because that sword represents the angel of protection. From the 8th day, when he's circumcised, until the boy is 3, he's still somewhat unprotected. From that came another tradition in Jewish life, that you do not cut the hair of a little boy until he's 3 years old. You grow his hair long, so that if Lilith, by chance, should come at night and look in the bed, she thinks he is a she. It's not part of Jewish education, but it's part of Jewish superstition. I think if you'd ask most people why they don't cut their son's hair till he's 3, few of them will say Lilith. She's not really part of the classic Jewish world. If you were to open a book introduction to Judaism. They have these Judaism for Dummies or the Idiot's Guide to Judaism, which are just, an overview of the Jewish tradition. You won't find Lilith there from cover to cover. She's not there.